All right, well, welcome to the Will Lawson Show. It is a Saturday version of the Will Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com. You can get the show on Spreaker if you're listening on Spreaker. I know I have some live listeners who just got the notice, like, oh, just got the notice. Willie's on, and he's talking about something that you want to hear about, you know. Or you can listen on spacebarproduction.com. That's spacebarproduction.com. And there's where the Spreaker is, and the YouTube, and the blog, and Blog Talk Radio. All that's right there for your viewing and listening pleasure. Right now, I'm on my way to the studio. I'm a little late. I'm on my way to the studio for the Porch Talk Radio on TV show that I do with my friend Eddie Adams and Gabriel Phillips. You want to check that out. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, you want to check that out. And you also want to check out the live feed that we do on Blog Talk Radio, Porch Talk Radio Online. On Blog Talk Radio, so you want to check that out for sure. It's going to be a great show today. Listen, I was on Twitter, and thank you for those of you who are on Twitter who listen, and thanks for getting me from the 2,000 to 2,100s. I appreciate it, and follows. I appreciate that, and we're gonna move it to the next level bit by bit. You know, our goal was this year to get to 3,000 follows on Twitter. And I think we can still do that. We've got a long way to go in the last month and a half, obviously. But if we work together and we can get there, we're well past our goal on Blog Talk Radio. Last year we had 144,000 listens, and this year we're going to do well over 300,000 listens. So we're really excited. By that, and it looks like it's just going to get better and better. So today, I'm on Twitter, and I see a tweet that was retweeted that came from Reverend Al Sharpton. I don't want to use that term because this guy's not a pastor. He doesn't pastor a church as far as I know. And anybody can go to the internet and become an ordained minister. It doesn't, it doesn't take much. It takes a few bucks, and now you're an ordained minister. I'm not sure how ordained you are, and if you can actually have the power to actually marry people, but anybody can do it. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do that too. So y'all can call me Reverend Will. Reverend Will. Yeah, or maybe not. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe because that'll be stupid. Maybe I won't do that. But anyway, Reverend Al is on Twitter saying that we've got to do something about this knockout game. And if you haven't heard about this knockout game, what the knockout game is that a bunch of quote bored. I love how they use it like it's a freaking excuse. Bored teenagers, mostly black teenagers right now. We haven't found any videotape of white teenagers doing this, but it's bound. If we haven't seen it yet, we're bound to see it next week. Who walk up to people randomly and punch people in the head and knock them out. That's the game. Ha ha ha! Isn't that funny? I walked up to you and knocked you out. That's funny. I hit you so hard in your head that you passed out and fell on the concrete. You fell in the street. You hit your head against the curb and maybe you died. Ha ha, funny. That's the game. Now, of course, criminals now are deciding, what a great way to rob people. You just walk up to them and knock them out and then take their crap. The knockout game wasn't even about theft. Because it was more senseless than that. You're just walking up to people and knocking them out. So, this game has been going on, and we've heard news reports for the past few weeks. We've seen it on Twitter, probably, for the past few months. We've seen it on YouTube and Twitter for the past few months. And now that this state congresswoman from New York was a victim of the knockout game, and she actually had her purse stolen. Now Reverend Al shows up and goes, "Oh, we got to do something about this. We've got to do something about this." Really, Reverend Al? Interesting. When regular white folks, and this congressman is of Asian descent, and I'm not saying that her getting hit, getting knocked out, getting attacked by these thugs is less. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But now that it happened to somebody who wasn't white, now Reverend Al has to show up and go, oh, yeah, we got to do something about this. Really? Well, very good. I agree, Reverend Al. We got to do something about it. But you know what? What do we got to do? We got to make sure that our own kids and our personal kids, the kids that live in our house, are not participating in these activities. My kid's 23. I'm pretty sure he's not playing a knockout game. Pretty sure. I'll ask him when he gets home from work tonight. I'll ask him. You know what? And if I find out that you're playing the knockout game and that you're committing assault and battery on people for no reason, it'll be okay when you go to jail. And I'm not going to come get you. I'm not going to come get you. So you know what? And I'm sure my son is good with that. He understands that. All right, Dad, if I'm committing this crime on purpose, I'm pretty sure you're not going to come get me. Nope, not going to do it. Now, I need every other parent in America to do the same thing today. When they see their kids, their teenage kids especially, and to say to them, if I find out that you're playing the knockout game, that you're committing assault and battery against people, then when they take you to jail, because when I find out, I will call the cops myself. When they put you in jail, I will not come get you. I will suggest you spend a couple of nights, maybe a long time in jail. Now, I think it's important that every parent in America tell their kid that this week. Hell, tonight. Reverend Al, are you with me? The second thing is what I want you to do, Reverend Al. I want you to get on your plane or however you travel that other people pay for. However you travel, I want you to get on your plane and I want you to travel around to all these major cities, all these major metropolitan cities that this nonsense is going on in. You ought to have it ought to be easy because most of them are run by liberal Democrats. This is the kind of crap that liberalism has wrought in these communities, especially in the urban community. I want you to get audience with Boys and Girls Clubs and all sorts of other organizations, Urban League and the like. And I want you to get on a campaign and taking your show from city to city, encouraging these young black men especially not to do this anymore. What a horrible thing this is to do. And I don't even really care why you tell them it's horrible, other than even if you tell them it's an embarrassment to President Barack Obama, please tell them that, and then you'll get to see how little they care about President Barack Obama. That's what I want you to do, Reverend Al. Get on your tour. Start having rallies. Go to these cities. Go to Detroit. Go to East St. Louis. Go to Harlem. Hey, how about starting in Chicago? Go to LA. Go to some of these cities. Go to some of these communities, Reverend Al. That's what I need you to do. I need you to do that right now. I need you to get on your plane, carry your bobblehead ass to some of these cities. Oh, and take Oprah Winfrey with you. And that way you guys can encourage these young black men to stop participating in this nonsense. Go ahead. Because apparently, me being conservative and expecting these young black men to obey the damn law is not good enough. Go ahead, Reverend Al. I've been waiting for you to do something useful my whole life. All 53 years of my life, I've been waiting for you to do something useful. This is your time to redeem yourself, Reverend Al. Come on now. You can do it. You can do it. You can call up these mayors. You can get audience with these kids. Go to some of these midnight basketball games. You know where they have the gym open at midnight? Come on now. You can do it. You can go to some of these schools. You can go into the hood. You can go into the ghetto, man. because you've got all sorts of street cred. Oh, wait a minute. No, you don't. Because nobody gives a crap about what you say. Because you're a shyster. You front and everybody knows it. But I think you should try anyway. I think you should try anyway, Reverend Al. I think you should go and you should try. Hell, you know what? I'll tell you what. Hit me up on Twitter. And you know what? If you pay for it, hell, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. We'll stand on the stage together, Reverend Al, you and I, and we'll tell these young men about this is not the way they want to live their lives. This is not how they want to go forward. And using boredom as an excuse is not it was not the plan of God. It is not the plan of anybody who's come before them, the people who have come before them. It is not. I don't have any problem. I'll stand on the stage with you and encourage people to do the right thing. I got news for you, though. I don't believe you have the guts to do it. And I doggone sure don't believe you have the guts to do it with me. I know you don't. Because you know what you'll have to do it? You'll have to stand right there on those stages and point Democrat liberalism in the face and say that you have failed with our kids. You have to look multiculturalism in the face and say, this has failed in our communities. We have to look at wanton immigration ignoring immigration laws, especially in our communities. Guess what? You have failed our kids. You have to look at the unions and their stranglehold on education and say, this has failed our community. And you don't have the balls to do it. Reverend Al, you just don't. I got an idea. Just hang out with that young chick who apparently is killing you. Look at the pictures, man. You've seen a picture of Reverend Al lately? He looks bad. He looks bad. He looks like she is killing him. Nobody loses 190 pounds in a week and looks good. He looks like a bobblehead. He looks bad. So in any case, I don't think you have the guts to do it. I damn sure don't think you have the guts to call me. No, you don't. C.L. Bryant was standing right there in the same tent. You don't have the guts to talk to him face to face. Yeah, that was one of the best parts of the movie for me. Well, C.L. Bryant is standing right there, quietly and politely, for a few minutes of your time, and you didn't have time for him. Why? Because you knew he was going to embarrass you with the truth. So, Reverend Al, if you got the guts, hit me up on Twitter, RBM Show, @RBM Show, and you pay for it, and we will ride from city to city, encouraging young black men to think more of themselves, to think more of their communities, to think more of their futures, and not only stop with this madness, encourage other people to stop with this madness. Listen, my name is Willie Lawson of the Willie Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com. We're looking forward to talk to you again. Again, tweet this to Reverend Al. Tweet it. Tweet the link to Reverend Al. He ain't got the guts to respond. His people ain't got the guts to respond. But you know what? We're having a doggone good time doing it. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you.